So in my opinion, it's whatever. Who cares about Donkey Kong Country Returns HD? For the people who haven't played it or want to replay it or rebuy it, well, it's their choice. Again, I'm not really getting Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I didn't even. I don't think I got Tropical Freeze for crying out loud, but younger people are especially gonna buy it because, of course, it has Donkey Kong on the cover. It's a Donkey Kong game, and people like Donkey Kong. It's just that simple, okay? But I don't really, I didn't really, I had the Wii version and the 3DS version. I didn't really care for it was for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I know. I remember playing the Donkey Kong Country games in the Game Boy. Those ones were way better than Returns. I get it. You can say it's just nostalgia. You are just acting like them, but those older games were much more better than this game. You know, I know the newer games. They removed all the rail corrections or connections, a lot of them. Again, it's probably because Nintendo wants to distance themselves from rail themselves, and yeah, I'm not too surprised by that. Like, rail was a big part of Donkey Kong, but rail is now a Microsoft property, and I won't be surprised if it takes a while for Nintendo to say, you know what, we actually own these characters. I get it, we're pretty petty that rail is owned by Microsoft now. But hey, we own these characters. We should use them again to make people happy. But I don't think Nintendo's using them anytime soon. Look at the new Nintendo park. There was no mention or there's nothing about King K. Rool in the park. There is nothing related to King K. Rool in the park. And it is kind of sad because King K. Rool, for a long time, was an integral part of the Donkey Kong franchise. Okay? It would be different if he was this one-off villain like, Dimencio was. Like, yes, people like Dimencio, but Dimencio was still a one-off character. He didn't appear in any of the games outside of the Super Paper Mario. Say, like, Farfel appeared in, like, 2 or 3 games, I think. I think 2 games he appeared in Mario Superstar Saga as a side villain, and of course Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story as the main antagonist. Of course, characters like Dimencio and Farfel, people do like them, but hey, they are supposed to be villains for like 1 game, and that's it. And they did their job to serve the villain role as 1 game. Same thing as the newest, original villain from Mario, besides of course the villain of the Peach game. It would be the villain of Paper Mario Origami King. Of course, no one's gonna be like, oh my god, I want King Owly in Smash. I want King Owly as a playable character. And Mario copied it and him back in the new Paper Mario game. It would be cool because, hey, Nintendo's acknowledging this game's existence, but at the same time, he is a one-off villain. He is not going to really get any other roles in newer Paper Mario games. Same thing with Dimencio. Same thing with Farfel. Most likely, those characters are, of course, much more popular than King Owly, and people would always be happy if these characters return. But at the same time, these are characters from older games, but there's some King K. Rool and those characters. And King K. Rool was the main villain in multiple games, kind of like how Bowser was the main villain in many Mario games. It just makes no sense that they're replacing King K. Rool with these one-off villains that are not very memorable, that are not very good. And that's what this video here. Goodbye. And yeah, they're upset over the price of the game. No surprise now. Okay, $60 for a 15-year-old port, and all you can say is please and thank you. And yeah, it's still, I don't get why people are so upset over this game getting a port or a remake. Like, this game was decently popular on the Wii and DS, so it makes sense. And they don't really have many other Donkey Kong games unless they want to straight up remake the 2D games. But yep, goodbye.